Hello and welcome to this week's NPL, all thanks to Sports Power and Tom Zorich, great supporters of football here in South Australia. Daniel Vaughan from Olympic, how are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. Goalkeepers, you're all mad, aren't you? You're all crazy, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think
Not even going to argue with me.
Nah, no way. You got to have something wrong with you to be in the sticks.
So, when you're little and you first take up soccer or football, what makes you want to be a goalkeeper? It's such an individual thing.
Well, I actually didn't really want to be a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I just wanted to play in the team, and there was all my friends were in the team, and
Yeah.
there was no spots left. And I was a little bit fat actually when I was a kid, so the coach said to me, who was my next door neighbour, you can only come in play if you want to be the goalkeeper. And I was like, all right. And then, I guess I never really looked back.
Fair enough. Tell us a bit about your background. Where have you played in the lead up to getting to be Olympics #1 keeper?
I played my whole juniors at Adelaide Hills, with the Hawks there from under 11s was my first year. I made it all the way to the senior team. I played in the maiden year in the Super League at the time, so that was 2009. We got relegated, unfortunately. Moved on to Cumberland for a little bit, and then I went to Raiders for 5 years. Moved on to West Adelaide, won a title, and then now I'm at Olympic.
What a great few weeks it's been for Olympic, winning the Cup, which was magnificent. And you had a special day there to save a penalty from, I think, Marcus Flores. Tell us about that.
That particular save?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It just kind of felt like our day, that day. I watched a lot of the penalties that happened in our league, and I saw that his last penalty in the Cup, especially, it was against Downs. He roofed it into the top left corner of the net.
Right.
So I thought he was going there. That's where I was going to go initially, and then the Argentinian boy for us, Espina, came up and said something to me. He said top left, which was like reinforcing my point. But Marcos saw that there was something. So at the time, Marcos didn't know that I knew. And then, I could see something had changed with him. And then as he came up, he tried to send me that way. And I knew it was going to go in the middle or to that side. And
Right, reverse psychology is fantastic.
I think it's got a lot to do with that. I don't think, I think I look a bit more into personality rather than, how their body shape is and what they could do with the ball. It's more kind of what they're going to try and make me do.
Yeah. Well, not only the Cup, but your results have been good. Gee, you beat Blue Eagles on the weekend comfortably, but you've got some busy days coming up. You're going to play the Perth side Floreat in the Cup, in the National FFA Cup.
On the 24th,
And then you got some big games either side of it.
Yeah, we've got Metro before that, and then Campbelltown after. So 7 days, 3 huge games.
Yep.
It's it's pretty big, but I think we've got good depth in the squad, and we're fit at the moment. We're fit. I think it's probably one of the fittest teams I've ever been a part of. Some of the boys, even like Ricky's, 35, 36 years old, and he's running out games 90 minutes, no problems.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And someone like that's like a testament to our pre-season. George has got us pretty fit, and we're doing well.
That's interesting to George, because as I had him in here the other week, I only ever see him in the front bar of the Elephant and Castle. So
I've heard
I'm
that.
interested in his fitness regime. Tell me about Christos Penendis. He's scoring a lot of goals.
My mate Christos. Yeah, he's banging them in. He's I think I dare say he's probably the best in the air in our league. He's so strong. His timing's impeccable. He'd make a pretty good goalkeeper, actually. But yeah, it's just we're getting top service into the box. Ricky whipping all those balls in.
Yep.
I think we had 11 corners on the weekend. Every single one of them were dangerous.
Yep.
And he's got that powerful left foot. Knows where the goals are. At training, it's the same thing.
Yep.
He gets it. You give him half a yard, he'll stick it in the bottom corner, and it's. I get quite frustrating at times where you want to be saving him, and he's just But he's a lovely guy, and he's having a really great year, which is good.
Good stuff. All right, let's have a look at the results from last week. Great win by your boys, 4-0 over Blue Eagles. You must have played really well.
Yeah, I think we just took our chances, really. They had some really good chances as well. They had a free header in the box, and not long after we scored, they had a penalty, which I saved, and then they hit the post coming out in the second half straight away. So it could be a different game, but
Yep. Well, you've got to take your chances. The team that interests me at the moment, Raiders, they beat West Adelaide 4-1, but they're going really well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the key to Raiders' success this year has just been morale. I know obviously a couple of boys played there for a long time, know the coach very well, and the morale around that squad, they've got a good bond with everyone, and I think that gets them a lot of results.
Yeah, gee, the Campbelltown Adelaide City game, 3-3, very interesting. Adelaide City need points, and Pellegrino's broken his arm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other result I just want to touch on, Comets 6-0 over South Adelaide. Disappointing for South Adelaide, but Comets really, really needed a win.
Yeah.
They hadn't won for about 6 or 7 weeks, so very important for them. Let's have a look at the voting in the Player of the Year award. Thanks to James, Thread Gold Jewelers, and Tag Hoyer. I mentioned Christos Penendez got the votes for your boys. Hamish McCabe continues to get votes. He only got the one on the weekend, but he is way out in front. We'll get to the leaders board in just a moment. Terence Carter leading the Golden Boot and scoring lots of goals.
Yeah, he's very dangerous. I've said that since he first came over here. He's strong, fast. He knows where the goals are. Since I first played against him against Comets last year, I've never liked playing against him. He's just too dangerous.
And Alan Welsh getting votes from both coaches as well. As we go to the leaders board, Hamish McCabe way out on 50. Dylan Smith having a good season. And Daniel Mullen, Josh Murray as well, also a very, very good player there getting the votes. This week's games, South Adelaide up against the Blue Eagles. Fair to say South Adelaide really, really need a win. They're at the foot of the table. West Adelaide, Para Hills, that'll be a tight game.
Yeah, both teams need points, and that looks like a bit of a relegation scrap.
All right, these two teams, Croydon, Adelaide United, trying to get into the top 6, so both teams desperate for a win. The game of the round, arguably, Comets and Raiders.
Yeah, I think so. That would definitely be the one.
All right, you boys take on Adelaide City. The ladder at the moment is quite interesting, both Adelaide City and West Adelaide. I'm not saying this will happen, but imagine if both of those sides got relegated. I mean, that wouldn't have happened in history here, surely. That would be enormous.
That would be crazy to see. I think both sides have got a lot of quality.
Yep.
I think it'd be hard to see both teams go down, but one obviously has to go down.
Yeah.
And if West Adelaide don't pick up their game, especially this weekend.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, good luck in the weeks to come. As we say, we've got some big games coming up. Good luck. You're representing all of us when you get to the FFA Cup, so good luck there.
Cheers.
And just before you go, tell us about you're opening a bar soon, is that right?
Yeah, opening a bar in the start of August. It's called 1000 Island. It's going to be a tropical themed bar, so if you like Mai Tais and Pina Coladas, stuff like that, like I heard you do, and George actually, come on down to...
And whereabouts is it?
15 Solomon Street in the city, in between Crybaby and Sunny's.
All right, there you go. Go and see Daniel.